Hello everybody, Dr. Blue here. So, here it is, the long-awaited 500 sub Q&A. I asked you all to ask me a bunch of questions, and you did some jokey, some serious, and some loaded questions. I'm going to try and get around to everyone with this, but there's a lot of questions I was asked. I did manage to include everyone that did ask a question, or at least one per person. Some have more that I just thought were interesting questions, but I did have to cut a load out. We'll have to do another one of these, because I received so many questions, and I really want to answer some of them, but I don't want to make this video too long. So yeah, the first question we have is from Barefoot. He says, what inspirations do you have for YouTube, and what inspired you to begin? Well, honestly, like the inspirations, or like the, the expectations that I have, I really want to be... I know, like, everyone kind of goes to Angry Joe for their reviews. Like, I want to be one of those people that you go to for those reviews. Like, oh shit, I know the Dr. Blue's review is coming on this, and I know he takes a while doing them, and I want to wait because I want to see his thoughts on it. I want to try and, I don't know, make a mark on YouTube, just have unique videos, things people haven't done before. I try and be as original as I can, and so my ultimate, expectation, or what I want to do with my YouTube channel is just be as original as possible and, put out unique and fascinating content, and obviously the goal of growing and having an audience that, loves what I do and stuff like that is very appealing as well, to be honest. As for what inspired me to begin, well, in my high school, we kind of talked a lot about YouTube, and everyone was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do YouTube, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and, everyone said they were going to do it, and I think maybe a couple of people even did, but, there wasn't hardly anyone that actually ever followed through with this, and everyone thought it was so cool to be a YouTuber, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm going to do that. I want to do it. I'm going to try my hand at this, and I feel that I'm quite good at it. And I think it's harder than people expect, and I feel like if a lot of my classmates had tried it, they might have dropped off. Which a lot of them did as well, the people who did it. As far as anyone from my high school, or my sixth form or whatever, I think I'm the only one still doing it. The others gave up quite early, but I'm a little proud of that. I'm quite happy with that. Best of luck to anyone restarting their YouTube from my high school and sixth form and whatever. Best of luck to you. But I'm quite proud of the fact that I sticked with it. Thank you for that question, Barefoot. It's quite an interesting one. And Charlotte says, what fictional character would you meet in real life if you could? Well, definitely Chakotay from Star Trek Voyager. Like, that guy is just such an inspiration to me, because he's level-headed, he's assertive, he's firm, he's just a inspiration. Chakotay is everything I want to be, be there for people, and have a level head on him at all times, and stand up for what's right. Definitely Chakotay from Star Trek. As for any others, none come to mind. Maybe Jake Peralta from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, or Andy Samberg in I know Andy Samberg's not fictional, but the fictional character Jake Peralta would be fun to meet, I think. I'm sure there's more and other favourites that come to mind, but I can't think of any right now. Thanks for that question, Char. John J asks, what are your future plans for the car show? Now, I'm glad someone asked this, because I do kind of like talking about the car show. So the car show is, it started out as, this huge project I wanted to do, because, me and Rap had just met, and I wanted to include Rap in, something huge. I was like, because me and Rap, we were on kind of different platforms almost. He couldn't record on Xbox, and I couldn't record on PC at the time, and I think we can both record on either now. But at the time, we had no way for us to collaborate, so I was like, I need to have something with Rap that I can collaborate with him on. And someone I started brainstorming this project with my friend Barefoot, and we started thinking about it and brainstorming it, and then I took a whole month to plan this out, and I was like, Rap, I'm doing this car show, I want you to be in it. I want you to be, one of the main characters, and this is going to be the show that, makes it, good for us to collaborate. It's going to be a huge collaboration between us, and I like the car show because it kind of brought all of my friends in. At some point or another, all of my friends have had a hand in the car show, which is kind of cool. Like, you know, it's a kind of huge collaboration project. As for the future plans for it, I've planned to finish season 1, obviously, in the the coming weeks. But another plan I have is for season 2 and season 3. We haven't really planned those ones out yet. I have a rough idea of what we're going to do, but I kind of don't really have any specifics for it. But season 2 I do plan to do, and season 3 as well. As I said, I just have no solid plans for those. But once we finish season 1, I'm probably going to take a bit of a break, because doing the car show was, one of the most ambitious things I've ever done. It was quite exhausting as well, because I'm planning filming sessions, I'm editing the whole thing by myself, and I'm, finding music every week to put in the car show. It's a very exhausting process to make a car show episode, which is why sometimes you might see me kind of slacking in the editing on it, unfortunately. But yeah, no, I plan to do season 2, but once we finish season 1, I am going to take a bit of a break before I start planning season 2, and then we'll probably plan all of season 2, then start filming it, and then maybe release it after it's filmed. Because season 1 we just wanted to release before Red Dead 1, because I was scared that GTA 5 was going to go dead, but it hasn't, so that's great. And they don't think to be coming out with a Rockstar like GTA 6 anytime soon, so that's cool. And so I kind of want to keep doing the car show, but season 2 won't be for a while. But I do have like some little bonus videos kind of after season 1 that I kind of want to do as well, like some little kind of fun sketches I think could be cool. And thanks for that question, John. Mitch or Meech asks, what's your favourite video game series of all time? Now that's a tough one, because I have several. I have the Mass Effect trilogy, although they did mess up a bit in 3, but that trilogy was just amazing. It was way ahead of its time in terms of choice, whereas games like Fallout 4 now kind of just give the illusion of choice. There's not really a choice in it, but Mass Effect and 1, 2 and 3 were like, they all had the same main events, but you could choose who lived, who died, how situations played out, who your history was, and, it just had so much choice to it. Another contender is definitely the BioShock trilogy. The only thing is, I know, and it's a bit of a controversial opinion, I don't personally enjoy Infinite as much as I do BioShock 1 and 2. My favourite part about Infinite was the Burial at Sea DLC, because you go back into Rapture as Elizabeth and Booker. I thought that was really fun. I just enjoy the whole underwater sea thing. It's so fascinating to me. So yeah, it'd have to be one of those, either Mass Effect trilogy or the BioShock trilogy, with both, third games being kind of iffy. As a reviewer, I just kind of always find games that have flaws in them, and it's pretty much every game that has a flaw in it, and as a reviewer I'm kind of like, I always notice these flaws even if I don't want to, so I can never fully enjoy a game, because I'm like, well, it's got that's bad about it. I don't know, a game can't be perfect for me. I've always got a critical mind to it. And thank you for that question, Mitch. And Jordan asks, if you could collaborate with any YouTuber on the platform, big or small, who would you choose? That's a good question, Jordan, actually. So who would I choose? Oh, it's a good question. Thank you for that question, Jordan. I'd have to say, I kind of one day want to do like a joint review with Angry Joe, because I think that would be super interesting, to kind of do a joint review. The Blue Review series is probably one of the only series I've never ever done a collaboration on. A lot of my other series involve collaborations, but the Blue Reviews, they're my baby. I don't want to ever let anyone in on that, because if I do that, then my content kind of doesn't become my own anymore. I always want to have one series that is just for me, my friends are always welcome to be in my videos anytime, but the Blue Reviews, they gotta be mine, man. Otherwise, I don't feel like my content's my own at that point. It's just me and my friends. But yeah, if I could collaborate with anyone, yeah, Angry Joe, or maybe like H2O Delirious or Dai Denogla, like someone out of that group, because I always found that group kind of fascinating when I was a bit younger, and I think it would like be interesting to kind of get like an insight into their group. I don't know, there's probably like a bunch of other YouTubers that I watch that I'd eventually want to collaborate with. Picking one is really tough, but thank you for that question, Jordan. Rap asked, what brings you true happiness? Now, I had a long think about this, and actually I'm not sure. I'm not sure what brings me true happiness. Like, everything in my life kind of has some sort of flaw in it, and I don't really find bliss in any of it. But I wanted to answer this question and include it because I want to say thank you, Rap, for asking that question, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and find something that brings me true happiness. So thank you for that, man. Thank you for asking that. Hest YT asks, did you ever consider doing storytime videos or commentaries? Now, I already do commentaries, Hest, if you've noticed on my channel. You know, I do the Battle Royale trend, you know, videos where I just discuss a topic, and also the social commentary things where I talk about the state of YouTube, so I do commentaries. Story times, however, I don't know. It's something I've kind of tinkered with, like maybe I could do a story time. I do have a few interesting stories that are, you know, quite long-winded, but you know, it's something out of a storybook, some of them, but I considered it. I don't know if I'm ready to do it just yet, but it's definitely crossed my mind. Thank you for asking. Patrick asks, will you create Season 2 of the car show this year? As I said in John's question, I will plan Season 2 this year, and we may start filming this year as well. I mean, it's only January, so probably, yeah, we'll start filming it. As for release, I don't know. It depends how quickly we work, because we had a session in Season 1 where we took like 7 meetups to film the thing, and we could only ever meet once a week because everyone's got, you know, limited time availability. But now, like lately, we've been knocking them out in one session. So if we can plan and do like the 20+ episodes that I want to do this season, we could do it. I don't know. Maybe not releasing. Or maybe releasing just at the end of the year. I don't know, it's tough. It's tough to schedule around these things. But thank you for asking. Jacob asked, what is your most embarrassing moment? Now, I don't know if it's my most embarrassing moment, but it's definitely a good one. So, in high school, there was this girl I liked, and it was mostly because she liked me, actually. And I won't say her name, for, you know, out of respect, but you know, there was this girl in my form when I was, you know, in the first year of high school, and I took one look at her right then and there, and I was like, nope, she is too attractive for me. She is way out of my league. I won't even bother. You know, I'll never get her, so why even try? And you know, fast forward about 5-6 years into sixth form, me and this girl are still in sixth form, and you know, we're in the same group, and I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, we're in the same group, get this work done. And we also had an IT class together. This like, we had media and IT, 2 IT classes and 1 media class together, and we were in a group in media, but we weren't in groups in IT. We just kind of did work, and you know, in one of the IT classes I sat next to her, and one of them I sat on the opposite side of the room of her, next to the printer, and she would always be like printing stuff off, you know, just coming to talk to me about media work. And you know, she would collect her printout and we talk about media work, and she was like, yeah, do this and do that. And I was like, yeah, but it was kind of really common for her to come and do that. It was almost every lesson, and oblivious fucking me at the time, because I didn't know that she liked me. You know, I didn't think anything of it, but you know, as it turns out, she was printing stuff off all the time that she didn't need, and talking to me about work in media, when we'd already discussed all the details, just to, you know, have an opportunity to talk to me, which I thought was really adorable. And you know, brainless me eventually figures this out 6 months later. By that time it's like Valentine's Day, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do something special for Valentine's. So I know where our house is, because we've been around there to film before, for the media group, and I head round on Valentine's night with a card and a box of chocolates, and I have this whole speech planned out in my mind. I'm like, this is what I'm going to say to her, I'm going to get her to be my Valentine. She opens the door and I'm kind of just stunned. She's like in a, like, you know, just clothes for the day or whatever, just clothes to relax in. I just see her and I'm so stunned by her. She looks so beautiful to me, and my speech goes completely out of my head, and I just like, media and IT, and I just completely forget my speech on the spot, and I eventually somehow stumble around to saying, will you be my Valentine? And she says, I'll get back to you. My family and I are going out in a bit. I walk away, and then, you know, 2 weeks later in IT, she tells me that she's already seeing someone. But yeah, that was pretty embarrassing, I gotta say. It turned into a bit of a romance story, but it was a bit embarrassing to kind of go to her door with a box of chocolates and a card, only to then 2 weeks later find out that she's seeing somebody and completely forget my speech and stumble like a fucking idiot. So that's that. That's an embarrassing moment. I don't know if it's the most embarrassing moment, because I've had some pretty strange experiences, but that's one of them. Thank you for that question, Jacob. I know I went on a bit of a tangent there. Brendan asks, what's the game you raged at the most? If you're talking about on the channel, probably State of Decay 2. The amount of times I got my car stuck in that damn game is infinite, and it's like after I've, you know, finally, you know, played through the game, they're like, oh yeah, you can get your car unstuck now with that feature. I'm like, you could have added that in from day one, and I would have saved so many vehicles. Oh god. Out of that though, out of like games recorded, probably either Clash Royale on my phone or Fortnite as well. Those games make me rage because I get shit on in spectacular ways in those games, and I actually deleted Clash Royale and I barely play Fortnite anymore. But yeah, those games, I guess. Thank you for asking, Brendan. Ben said, what are some of your favourite bands or artists or songs or albums or movies? Well, I'm going to go with songs, because artists, I don't really like enough of one person's music to say I fully like the artist. And I don't really watch movies, I watch TV shows more, and as I said, I don't really like every song an artist puts out, so I don't really buy albums. But songs, definitely a few by Miracle of Sound, probably Distant Honor. It's got this little twinkling sound. I love that little fucking twinkle song. It's really good. It's like kind of hypnotic almost. As for songs, I've got like a playlist with like over 200 songs on it. But there's this songs I've been listening to recently, which is Guilty by Claudia Brucken, I think her name is. There's also The Things I Love I Always Kill by Claudia Brucken. As for a few others, I can't think of many off the top of my head, but lately I've just been listening to a lot of jazz. But I like a lot of songs, really. I'll kind of pick from any genre as long as, you know, it kind of has a good beat and it's interesting to me. Thank you for that question, Ben. And Big Boy 69 asks, are you my dad? Well, not yet, but maybe if you give me your mom's phone number, who knows. That's kind of all the main questions I had. I want to go through some quick extra questions right now. I know we're pushing a bit on time, but these are some questions I kind of wanted to add that I'll answer quickly. I won't go into too much detail, hopefully. So Brennan asks, plans for 2019? I have a video coming out soon about that, saying what my plans for 2019 will be. Jacob said, if you could fly, how would you go to work? Well, obviously, I would fly there, Jacob. Come on, man. Mitch said, why don't you like our tweets anymore? Is it because we're not good enough for your precious likes? Well, Mitch, as I said back then, I use my likes now for favourites. Instead of likes, I don't use them to just like people's tweets. I use them to favourite tweets that I want to keep and that I want to come back to, you know, whenever I take a trip down memory lane. So that's what I keep them for now. And if I just like it for, you know, Mitch said lol on Twitter, it's not going to be like, it's not going to spark a memory in me. So that's why. Ben said, why won't you admit that you are actually the one and only Angry Joe? No comment. Hest YT said, how long have you been doing YouTube? I've been doing YouTube just about 3 years. Hest YT also said, what videos do you have planned? I have the year in review video looking back at 2018. I have the plans for 2019 video, and I have the Red Dead Redemption 2 Blue review, obviously when that's finished. I have an LA Noire Funny Moments video and a Dead Rising 4 Funny Moments video coming. I've just got to start them. But those are the videos I have planned. Patrick says, are you going to make blue reviews faster? It honestly depends on the game. Red Dead Redemption 2, as I said, I tweeted sometime last year that I was going to do either Red Dead or smaller games, because Red Dead will most likely take about the rest of the year and go into next year as well, as it is, because it's such a big game. Blue reviews depend on the game themselves. I do plan to finish the Red Dead review though, and then do like a few smaller games just to get a few more reviews out, because I don't think I hit 13 reviews last year, which is what my original goal was. But I do plan to do a few smaller games, so it depends on the reviews, honestly, but I don't plan for them to take as long as the Baronor review did. That one I just kind of put off by accident. Patrick says, are you enjoying YouTube at the moment? I am, yeah. Obviously we just hit 500 subs, that's very fun for me. I could do with growing a bit faster. Sometimes I grow really slowly, which is like, but I don't know, like, I am enjoying it, I guess, but I feel like I could grow faster. Sometimes YouTube is stressful for me, sometimes it's enjoyable. Like now the Q&A video I'm doing is enjoyable, but sometimes, you know, when the sub count doesn't move for weeks on end, it's like, But I'm doing this new thing where I'm trying not to let the sub count bother me too much. You know, if it goes up or down, you know, I used to think that if it went down, I was like, oh god, I'm doing something wrong. But now I'm just like, well, the sub count fluctuates. That's just how it is on YouTube. People subscribe and unsubscribe, and some people just unsubscribe for the purpose of spiting you. So it's like, you know, if I stress out over that, it's just letting those people win. So I'm not going to do it anymore. Beth said, favourite or top 3 games you've played on the channel? Shadow of War would have to be in there. These are in no particular order because I can't think of an order right now. But definitely Shadow of War. Dragon Age Inquisition, maybe? Possibly, I don't know. GTA, maybe. I think when I did GTA Funny Moments, they were actually enjoyable to make. Whereas I'm doing the car show right now, but I need to do a GTA Funny Moments again, you know, they were really fun. And final question from Jordan, do you plan to attend a convention like VidCon, PAX or E3 in the future, and if so, which one would you be more interested in? Well, VidCon, I've kind of had like a lot of, I've not personally had, but you know, VidCon has quite had a lot of controversies and stuff, and they don't actually, you know, pay the creators to be there or anything, they just kind of profit off of them. And I heard it's very unfair for the creators a lot of the time. E3 is kind of more about the games, so probably PAX if I had to go to one. I do want to go to one eventually, you know, not soon, but maybe sometime in the future. I do plan to go to one, but maybe PAX, yeah, maybe PAX. That does it for the Q&A video. Thank you for all your questions. I tried to make sure I thanked everyone for their insightful questions in the beginning, but I know I kind of missed it on the second bit. I have like a bunch of questions I missed out here, easily 20-30 questions. I do apologize for that. I had to get to as many people as I could, and there were 12 different people, and you know, that means, you know, there's 12 different questions at the start, and you know, and then I tried to answer, you know, every other one as well. But thank you for your questions, I really appreciate it. This has been good, it's been fun to actually do a milestone video. The last one I did was 100 subs, and that was a really long time ago, so it is nice to do a milestone video. I like it. Next video will be the year in review video, because I'll look back over 2018, do a compilation, talk about it, you know, stuff like that, saying did we hit our goals, did I do what I wanted to do, looking back on the plan for 2018 video and saying, you know, did we hit these goals I set for myself. So that'll be the next video. The video after that will be plans for 2019, and then it's more Red Dead from there. So yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for lending me your eyeballs, blue dudes. I'll see you guys next time.